What's good? What's good? What's good, everyone? Welcome to Planet Faz. I myself am Faz back with another stream. Time to talk to you about Manchester United. Hope everyone's okay. Hope everyone's blessed. Um, man, what a time we're going through. We're gonna get straight into it, straight into talking about Man United, straight into talking about all things that have been going on in the window, all things that have been going on since last season. So yeah, big up everyone for tuning in. Whoever's joining me from wherever, make sure you drop a comment, like, subscribe, and all of that good stuff. We'll have some people tuning in to also speak to me about the current situation, give their thoughts as well. So we'll dissect that. But it's more so, as you know me, trying to dissect what's going on with the club right now. Let's start off with addressing the elephant in the room. Let's start off with talking about the Ronaldo situation. Shall we start off with that? Or shall we start off with some positive? Shall we start off with the Malacia medical? Let me know in the comment. What shall we start off with? Um, Part of me actually wants to talk about the Malacia medical because that's what's in front of us right now. We know how transfer window works. Manchester United might be in for Frankie De Jong or might not be. At this point, we can't even tell. We can't even tell. I use my platform just for everybody who's tuning in. I use my platform to just vent for myself. These are solely my thoughts. You see me on United View doing my thing. So this is just me venting my thoughts really and having a little rant. But I am not happy at the moment. I am definitely not happy with the way situation's going. Um, I am annoyed. I am pissed. I am calling things out as I see it. This is Glazonomics in front of us. This is the board's incompetence in front of us. And when you look at it from all aspects, it feels like Man United is set up for failure. It seems like Eric Ten Hag is set up for failure. Look, I believe in this manager as much as anyone else. I do. But when you start seeing things that the club is doing, you really start to notice that this manager isn't backed fully by the board. He isn't. Why hasn't why hasn't Frankie De Jong come in yet? It simply doesn't make sense. In 30 days, we have only managed to sign a 15 million euro left back, where there are other teams making signings left, right, and center. It simply doesn't add up. We've got a fellow fan who's joined in. I'm going to add him to the stream. Radix, how you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, bro.
Good evening. Good evening. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can absolutely. I can hear it.
Good. Bless up, bless up, bless up. So yeah, talk to me. How you feeling at the moment about what's the situation with Man United? I mean, I'm guessing you hear me on Twitter, so you know my feelings. So talk to me. This is an opportunity to dissect some things together.
Bro, I absolutely share your feelings. Like, it is at this point, it is really annoying. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you.
Hello, are you
Are you
there?
there? Yeah, I can hear you. Are you there, Radix? I think there's some technical
Are you
issue
there?
here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I don't think I don't think he's able to hear me clearly. Something must be going on. We'll see if he comes back in a second. Let's see. Let's bring him back in. My bro, are you there? I don't think he's joined. But yeah, let him come back in. Radix, if you're hearing this, try and go out of the stream and come back in. Maybe that might help. Maybe that might help. But yeah, a lot of fans seem to be sharing the same feelings as I am. Can't even get my words out. If you want to join in and have a conversation with me, there is a link in the comment section. You can use that link to dial in. You don't have to have a camera. Long as you have a good microphone, you can come and join in and speak to me. So use that link in the comment section to join in. But yeah, as I was saying, um, look, Ronaldo, the issue is blatant, the issue is obvious. Let's not beat around the bush. He can leave whenever he wants to. In essence, he is Cristiano Ronaldo, but we need to do everything possible to keep this man for one season. This is the greatest footballer of all time. Take everything aside. This is the single-handedly most best footballer ever lived and touched earth, who has called out the club for what it is, for not showing urgency and ambition in the transfer window. And when you see that so many players have left and they haven't been replaced, how else can you go about staying in that same club? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. I mean, how many weeks have we spent looking at the Frankie De Jong deal? I've been really annoyed in the past few days. I've been venting a lot socially on spaces, on YouTube stream. But let's look at it in a calm manner. How many weeks has it been since we've been looking at this Frankie De Jong deal? Since we've started talking about Frankie De Jong, how many people have gone and done business? Man City have done business. Tottenham have done business. Arsenal have done business. Chelsea are doing business. Leeds are doing business. Nottingham Forest are doing business. What have we done so far? If we really want to go to a top four run next season, have we done anything yet? But this thing about the window is long, the window is long. We want to give our manager every bit of option and every bit of what's the word? Support that we can going into preseason, but we haven't. We've got another caller who's joined in. Let's bring him in.
It's good,
Ocean, how
fast.
you doing? You're right.
Good.
Good, good, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you fast.
Oh, he's Timmy. Oh man, Timmy, man. Timmy, man. I have
It's
to
me,
remove
bro.
you.
It's me,
Timmy.
bro. It's me, bro. Fast, you're gonna have to
Timmy, what
come.
are you doing here?
Cause I'm here because I'm here, bro.
Timmy,
Yeah.
how can I help you, Timmy? What do you want from me?
I just went on Twitter and you said you were live, and I just wanted to come because I know you'll be talking about how Manchester United have not make any signing. So like, I think they're gonna do signing, bro. They're gonna
You
make signing eventually.
look, Timmy, for the
See, they're going.
viewers,
See.
Timmy,
Hold on,
wait,
hold on,
Timmy
hold on,
follows
bro.
me on Twitter. He DMs me almost every day, and a lot of times about him and his sources. He has sources. He knows
I do
what's
have
gonna happen.
sources.
Timmy, you cannot sit here and tell me that you knew that Laporte's statement's gonna come out.
Hey,
You
I
didn't
don't.
know this.
Oh, I did not predict the future. My source just told me that Frankie is done. You know, the party, bro. He'll be
But
speaking.
Frankie's not done. He isn't.
He's speaking fake. He's speaking fake. He's trying to make Frankie De Jong look bad in this situation. Frankie is gonna get done fast. Frankie is already done. Before you know
Now,
it,
okay.
Latinez is gonna get done very soon.
Okay, now
I
let's
I
say,
think I think like we're gonna do good business, bro.
okay, now let's say, for argument's sake, okay, um, Frankie decides to stay. He takes a wage cut and he decides to stay. What do we
Mm-hmm.
do then? What do we do then? You tell me.
We're just gonna have to go for our second target, and if they don't have any
Bisuma's
second
gone.
target,
One
yeah,
of the ones that we were looking at. Bisuma's gone.
but we still have Neves. We
We
still
still
have
have
Neves.
Neves.
Yeah, I
We,
think if you don't get Frankie, we're gonna have second option. If we don't have second options, that's on the board. But for right now, like if the Frankie do don't go on, that's not the board. The board negotiated. I mean, not the board. John Motto, that's his name, right? John
yeah.
Motto. He negotiated a good price for like 5 to 6 weeks, telling us like we should be patient. He did that, and then we're
Okay.
almost to do agreed fee. Laporte didn't tell them that okay, if he's gonna lower his wages, we can let him stay. It wasn't part of the negotiation when we're doing it the entire time. It was like okay, we want to sell him because of we want to take those wages off and buy other players and save more money on what we're doing, which was actually wasn't gonna which was now Lopati is now talking about how like you want Frankie to stay as Barcelona. It's just a bunch of bullshit, bro. I don't like
But look,
how can we go with like with five and
see it
six
for what
and
it is, right? See it for what it is. Frankie wants to stay in Barca. That's a fact, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we know.
Javi wants him to stay at Barca. That's a fact. Frankie De Jong is a great addition to Barca's squad. This is a fact. Let's not say, oh, Frankie is not totally wanted by Barca. Barca want to offload him. That's not the case. It all comes down to money. If Frankie now turns out that he will stay in Barca for less wages, then it's perfect. You could say this, like, for example, with us, right? Pogba didn't want to stay in the club. You could give him 500,000 a week. He probably wouldn't stay. He just didn't like us. He wanted to leave. Whereas Frankie loves the place where he's at. He's not looking for a challenge. He's not looking for a new team. He doesn't love Ten Hag. Even though he's worked with him, there's no connection with us. And we're in the mud anyways. And on top of that, our GOAT wants to leave. So now you can easily see the transfer going left. Easily.
See, I wouldn't say that we still have like 2 months left of transfer window. I'll be a little bit patient. I think Frankie De Jong is gonna go on, and as long I don't want Cristiano Ronaldo to leave, we're gonna have to replace him. Maybe not this time. Like we can still use Martial till it's January to buy an actual player. I don't want us to rush into those striker because you know what happened when we're trying to buy striker. We always panic buy, and whenever Manchester United panic buy, it's a disaster. So if we can wait for like more months and like find the perfect striker that Eric Ten Hag wants, it to be good. And all the people eating Cristiano Ronaldo, see. Ten Hag was on his lace. It was like, please stay. I need you in this team. I need your mentality in this team, bro. So all the haters for all the Cristiano haters, you can go to the modern stuff.
Big up, big up, big up yourself, Timmy. 1 second. Let me bring Radix on. I think he's still here. Radix, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear. I was having a bit of problem issue, network issue at the time.
No problem, no problem. Big up yourself for joining in as well. Yeah, talk to me. Talk
Yeah,
to me. What are your thoughts? We'll bring Timmy in again in
yeah.
a bit. Go on, talk to
As
me.
I was saying, I was one of like the. Yeah, I was with you on Twitter the other time when you were talking, and I really can say I share your feeling. At this stage, we still are finding it very hard to like sign a proper player. Malaysia is good. Like I've watched his couple. Like I've not been following him, but I had to like go and watch some of his highlights, and I can say the man is good. But to be honest, we shouldn't be like we are both. Man United is a great club. Like we used to be a very good club. So at this point in time, we shouldn't be struggling to like sign De Jong. Like the deal is taking too long, man. Like that's it. And at this point, it's just too sad. It's just too sad. Like the situation we find ourselves. And Cristiano, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, so and Cristiano too going is like from like I can say like we're in like maybe 40. So Cristiano going is like from 40 to like zero, man. Like us, a player wanting to join us, like we are not even competing in the Champions League. So one of the things a player could consider like as an attraction to joining us is like playing alongside a great player like Cristiano Ronaldo. So if he is going losing like part of the attraction, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Look, the
So
situation
like
remains. Yeah, there. Go on. Carry on. Sorry.
so like as I was saying, like him leaving is another problem at hand immediately. Like and why are we only focusing on De Jong? what they promised us was like total overhaul. Like they were like when Ragnick was still here before De Jong joined us, they were like they promised us total overhaul. Like they said they will sign a couple of players, but they were only focusing on De Jong and this Ajax defender, I think Martinez or something. So
Yep.
like we are still struggling. We need a striker, whether Ronaldo stays or goes. Like we definitely need a strikers. Why are we not like signing strikers, and why are we only focusing on though like our midfield is not that good. We also need a midfield, but why are we only focusing on that? We still need like other like we still need a lot of players apart from De Jong. So I personally I feel De Jong is not going to come. I don't know whether we wants to hear it or not. De Jong is not going to come. And if we keep forcing players to join us, they might just want to join us for joining sake.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Big up Trey in the comments as well. I see you, Trey. If you wanna join in, Trey, there's a link.
They need to be hungry, man. So I think we are at a big disadvantage here. I swear.
Okay, big up Radex. Yeah, so as I was saying, big up yourself, Radex. Yeah, bless up. Let's get some thoughts into that now. Yeah, I see Trey, you in the chat. You can use the link, my bro. Let's have a chat as well. Let's have a conversation. Big up yourself. He says the Frankie De Jong negotiations will drag on, unfortunately. But one thing I'll say to fans is our issues will not be solved in one window. It'll at least take 3 to 4 windows to address the areas that need strengthening. I don't fully agree. I don't. And here is why I don't agree. People have been saying it'll take a few windows for this squad and whatever. But I think it'll take a few windows for players to go out. But for players to come in, Kamara was on free. Ericsson is on free. Belotti is free. Like, make it make sense. We've just signed a 15 million euro player. Martinez deal is taking time. Frankie De Jong is obviously, we know what it is. Anthony costs too much. Now, if this is the case where you know, as a board, as a club, when you go in and hitting these targets, why aren't you having substitutes to go and entertain? Like, I don't understand. It's so fixated on this Frankie De Jong, so fixated on Martinez. I don't get it. These are all players that Ten Hag knows. But does Ten Hag not have any substitutes? Where's the substitutes? Like, we're so hell-bent on getting this one player. We're so hell-bent on getting this centre-back. Why do we not have substitutes? It doesn't make sense. And no, the whole fact that the fan base or some of the fan base are saying it is simply because of Champions League that Ronaldo wants to leave or whatever, I don't think so. It has to be a mixture of things. The position that Man United came in last season, the way that we have played, the fact that we aren't being ambitious in the window, the fact obviously we're not in Champions League, that also plays a small part, but it's a mixture of things. People just straight away label it. Ronaldo is selfish. Ronaldo is this. Ronaldo wants to go and win Ballon d'Or. Ronaldo wants to go and win Champions League. Which team is he going to go to win the Champions League? Who won the Champions League last season? And then the season before? Come on. Who are we kidding here? Like, I even put an analogy. What if Ronaldo gets kicked out on the group stage of Champions League? Then, like, let's be real. How do we know that Ronaldo isn't thinking about going and playing and doing a title charge? How do we know? We don't. None of us do. And a lot of people are throwing this man under the bus as well. We've got Trey, who's joined us as well. Big up yourself, Trey. How you doing?
All good, brother. All good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, my bro.
Perfect. Obviously, brother, well done on doing what you do best. Obviously, love the content. You're obviously knowledgeable about football, about Manchester United. So I always value your opinion, definitely. So obviously, big up on your end. Yeah, man. So just a quick one anyway. Obviously, we've had the news about Ronaldo, which, you know, for fans, I could imagine why everyone's sort of panicking and, you know, thinking the worst. In regards to the issues at Manchester United, Obviously, you mentioned you didn't agree with it taking longer to bring in more players. In my opinion, I definitely feel that the Frankie De Jong deal, this will drag on for a few weeks. I do believe there's a small complication with the add-on information. I don't know. Obviously, Laporta's playing the game as well, which he obviously come out and said he wants the player to stay. But look, we both know that Barcelona, they need the money. Barcelona are willing to negotiate with us to sell the player. So all this talk about them not wanting to sell, we know they're playing poker right now. They're just obviously trying to get us to, move quickly. And I definitely believe that. Let's say hypothetically, if we don't get a Frankie De Jong, then yes, we need to obviously explore different options. But I definitely feel that getting a player of Frankie De Jong's sort of class and quality, I don't think it's going to be a simple deal to make straight away. And remember as well, Manchester United for the past 10 years in terms of doing business under Ed Woodward and Matt Judge. Come on, man. We don't want to go through the list of Paul Pogba, of Maguire, of all these players that we've spent money on, and unfortunately we've not seen the returns. Let's say, so we've got a new structure in. I think as fans, we just have to sort of sit back, be a bit patient. We've got to bite our lip a little, and we shouldn't watch what other clubs are doing because I always have the analogy of, because look, I'm an ex-sprinter, so I've always had the analogy of, you got your lane, you don't look left, you don't look right. If you look left, if you look right, you're obviously going to come off course and get disqualified. So we just need to focus on staying on our lane, get the transfers done. But at the same time, Faz, this is one thing I really need us to do as Manchester United, as a club. We need to not be, pulling down our trousers and paying above the amount for certain players. We need to start doing things properly. There's a deal that can be made here with Frankie De Jong and Barcelona. We just need to obviously make it happen, and it's going to take a bit of patience, man. And that is literally all I'm going to say. Patience is definitely key. Let's not panic. We've got over 2 months of this window. I still believe that Ten Hag wouldn't be at the club right now unless he had an idea of what was going on. Like I'm sure part of the negotiations is you got to get me certain players at a certain point. He's obviously demanded for some players to come in on the 8th. So we just have to have faith that, some deals do happen in these next past few days, man. So let's not panic.
I mean,
That's my
look, some of
thoughts.
the people told me Frankie De Jong was done, and when I said I won't believe it until I see Frankie De Jong holding the shirt, they laughed at me. And look what's just happened. And also, Trey, look, we want to give the manager every bit of edge so he can be prepared for a good season. The only way we go about doing that is giving him what he wants. Give him everything he wants, then there is no excuse at all. But now we're making and dragging these deals on. He's to go into preseason without a proper squad. Okay, he has the players currently, but how much can we even put faith in that?
But
Let's be real.
can I say something? Can I say something here as well? If you think about these past 10 years, I'm sure there's a figure over the exact amount that we've spent under Ed Woodward and Matt Judge. I think we spent over £1 billion, let's say. So, do you think that in this window, Manchester United may not have as much funds available this window as we think, let's say, for us to be splashing out and doing these deals pretty fast? Maybe we have to sell on a few players. Maybe the club have to let go of a few players first to raise the funds. We've all played Football Manager. We know when we're a certain club in a certain circumstance, we might have a certain budget. We might have to, sell a few players first. We don't know the full ins and outs, but what I honestly just have to say is we've got this. There's a long time in the window. I think we shouldn't panic, and I definitely believe that Ten Hag and Manchester United will get the players needed for the beginning of the Brighton game. All I want to see is, as a fan, and look, Fred has been a great, he's played well for us last season. Like, in terms of his ability, technically, he's not obviously the best up there with some of the players that we've seen wear the shirt, but he's put in a shift. So I wouldn't want to see him and McTominay start against Brighton. That's something I want to see. We've seen McTominay and Fred. We've seen that for a couple of years, and we figured out that that's not the midfield that will take us forward. That's not the midfield that will win us titles. So I do believe that Ten Hag does know this. I do believe Manchester United do know this as well. And, I think they will make the adjustments needed for us to at least have a squad ready for that Brighton game. And I do believe that we will see some players come in, and the midfield dynamics will change. As long as we change our midfield, the dynamics, everything else will deal with itself. Like with Ronaldo, for example, the whole leaving situation, if that's what he wants, that's no problem. Obviously, us fans, we love him regardless, and we would want him to stay. But look, if that's the situation, that's the situation. But I truly do believe that we've seen all of this stuff happen before, and until something's done, we can't obviously react and move forward. But I do believe, in terms of getting replacements out there, look, there's players that we can attract and get into the club. Who knows? Rashford, like, as much as people can say whatever they need to say about Rashford. Rashford didn't have the best season last season. He hasn't looked like the player that we've seen him. But out of the rest of the seasons that we've seen him playing, we know there's a player in there. And you can argue that Rashford has been not coached for years. Now we've finally got a coach. Let's see what Ten Hag can actually do with Rashford. I do believe that if he's coached properly to make the correct decisions, because his decision making hasn't been the best, let's be honest. But if he has a coach telling him, look, these are the things you need to do, keep working on this, and I'll take you to this level, I do believe that he can get the best out of the players that they came second, these players, without Pogba. No, without Ronaldo. They came second, these players. So why can't he add a few additions, get a few players in the summer, and then we can, at least do top four and get a trophy? Because that's all we need. Manchester United, all we need is top four and a trophy, so we can build on that for next season, so we can actually start moving in the right direction. Without that, we're behind.
Look, let's be real, Trey. Look, the manager came in. Look, I don't understand why. I'm an emotional fan. Let's not get it twisted. I don't talk calm and collected and whatever. No, I'm emotional. You'll know how I feel from the camera, straight on. Ten Hag came 2 weeks early. What? Why? He brought a huge folder with him of each player's profile. Why? So that deals can be done quick. Okay? Deals can be done quick. Every football team, except us, you can't name me one football team that are going through the situation as us. Not one. And one of the top 4 teams have had their owners changed. Yet they're going about doing business. You can't, no, not one fan can tell me. And the craziest thing is, Trey, when I speak these things, the fans, it burns them inside. The fans that are against what I'm saying, it burns them inside because I say it as it is. The club is not, listen, hold on, Trey. The club is not backing the manager as they should. And I'm saying it now. You can clip this and whatever you want. I am saying it now. You can call me negative FC, whatever you want to say, irrational, but it is in front of our face. The sheer amount of patience and positivity this fan base has, some of these fan base, I don't understand. Where was this positivity when Moyes was here? When Van Gaal won as a domestic cup? When Mourinho won as a European title? When Mourinho came second? I don't understand. Where was this positivity then? I mean, I'm not an Ole stan. I was against Ole. I wanted him out. Yet Ole came second. Where was the positivity then? Where was it? But when I'm calling it out, and especially now, and a manager that has come in that they like, they don't want to call out the club for what it is. They don't. They'll be oblivious to it. Frankie De Jong deal has been going on for 9 whole weeks. Let's be real. And you know, the maddest thing is, imagine now Man United go and pay 80, 85 just to make the deal happen to keep the fans shush. Just to keep the fans shush, they want to go and pay out the money. Imagine that. But when I call it out, or Man United went and paid overboard to make Frankie De Jong happen, the fans won't agree. They won't. Malacia, he is not a crucial signing at all. The left back position was probably number 5 on the list, number 4 on the list, number 4 or 5 on the list. There is no Anthony. There is no striker that we were in for. There is no centre back that we are still signing. Have we signed a centre back? One of the issues that we needed to address. Have we signed a? Let's say if Anthony, if Frankie De Jong was first on the list, centre back would have been second, or a striker would have been third. Second or third. Have we even addressed it? What we've done, instead of going substitute for Frankie De Jong, substitute for Anthony, or substitute for centre back, we've gone and signed a left back. We went in the market and signed a left back. And the same fan base started jumping up and down, started twerking and doing the most shouting for Malacia, who's just had his medical today. Yet they won't address that Frankie De Jong has done. And you know, the man is, again, clip this. Frankie De Jong is going to get done. Inshallah, hopefully Frankie De Jong is going to get done. But the timing of it all doesn't help anyone. And that is a blatant, point-blank fact. It doesn't.
All right, so
manager
I've just got the heads up. I've just got the heads up from a good source that Martinez, here we go.
I ain't believing it. Trey, don't get you see me on Twitter, Trey. I'm calling bullshit to it all. Sky Sports, Fabrizio, Ornstein, whoever you want to, I'm calling bullshit to it all. Until I hear the play, until I see the player physically holding the shirt in front of Man U TV.
To be honest, Faz, this is why I value your opinion massively. Obviously, you go to the games live, you're an emotional fan, you're passionate.
Hold on, Trey, listen to this. Yep. Hold on, wait. Trey, look.
Yep.
I have a source who sends me WhatsApp voice messages about deals. I don't say this to people, but I do. And even then, I don't go and say, I have a source, I'm believing this is this. I don't. I can even go and play you the WhatsApp voice notes. But I don't. Because this club, nothing with this club is guaranteed at all. At all.
You already know. You already know.
So excited about something that we ain't even seen.
The thing is,
how long we been building? Since when have we been building this year? Were we not building last year? Were we not building under Mourinho? Were we not building under Van Gaal and Moyes?
Faz, you are 150 million% right. I don't disagree with what you're saying. But what we have to also consider as well, we have to put this as a factor here. Yes, we've been trying to, we're going to take it all the way back. Just for you, we're going to take it all the way back. When Ferguson left the club, through recommendations, obviously David Moyes was put in charge. What happened the day Ferguson left? David Gill left, right? The guy that went out there, got the deals done. Now, Ed Woodward, Matt Judge, these two guys, they thought, through naivety, they thought, oh yeah, it's going to be an easy job to manage Man United. Yeah, what we're going to do is we're just going to splash out on players based on their commercial values. It's because we're Man United, we'll cope. We'll be fine. We'll be like a Real Madrid, a Galacticos. We try to sign the best players. We try to get the best managers. And then we'll hope and see if the job's done. And ultimately, there's been no vision, no strategy based on the signings and everything that we've made. Now, we've obviously got to a point now where Woodward's gone now. Matt Judge is gone now. There's a new structure that's in place now that's building around Ten Hag. Now, I don't think that everything's going to be resolved straight away because this is a new structure. But I definitely feel that for us as fans, we have to just sort of, in a way, we need to forget about the past in a sense of looking at what Woodward's done, what Matt Judge, what they've done is let's be honest, man, it's mediocre. At the end of the day, you sign Pogba for how much? What, 89 million? And how much does he go for? He doesn't go for anything. Who knows? That money that we potentially could have sold Pogba for, that could have been gone onto this transfer budget, and possibly we would have seen more signings. I generally have the belief that Manchester United right now, anyone could screenshot this or record this. Manchester United right now may not have the budgets that everybody thinks. I heard that we possibly might just have 120 million to spend. So forking out a 85 million, for example, on Frankie De Jong, how much are we left? How much are we left with? I think right now, I think the club are moving in a direction now where we need to be a lot more smarter with negotiations, man. And I feel that we're not gonna be doing these stupid
Let's be
spending.
real. Look, listen, Trey. Let's be real. Murta ain't skilled in negotiating. Darren Fletcher ain't skilled in negotiating. Um, Whoever's doing the negotiations in this club, this is the first time thing for them. Let's just be 100% real. It's not
100%.
like we've been doing. It's not like
100%.
we've been doing these things for a while. So we're gonna be in a mess. Some deals are gonna go west. I think Malacia, obviously, he's in Manchester United doing his medical. Great, brilliant. I think Frankie De Jong deal somehow they'll force it and get it done. They'll be on a second signing, and then I think they'll somehow manage to squeeze in Martinez. I really do think they'll somehow manage to squeeze in Martinez, and that'll be it. I've said 3 signings before, and I'm saying 3 signings again. I think 3 signings will be the max Man United can push. Whereas when we were originally saying, well, Ralph Ragnick said this, 10 signings, I would have said 7. 5 to 7 would have been needed. But the craziest thing as well on top of this is players are not leaving, and you can tell this is a blatant Glazonomics. This is blatant Glazonomics because the Glazers don't want to sell players unless they're making some sort of a profit, unless they're making some money back, or they're selling it for good. They're selling the player for good money. They will not want to sell, and we've been burnt by this. We have been purely burnt by this. Now imagine we had let Lingard go a season ago and cashed in on Lingard. Imagine we let Pogba go a year ago and cashed in on him. Just imagine the money we would have had. If Ronaldo wanted to leave now, no problem. We've got the cash in the bank. We've got the cash in the bank. But the club didn't let them go. And now the budget is small. And now Ronaldo wants to leave. And the one position that we weren't looking for players this season was a striker. We were not. Nunes was never going to happen. Nunes was never going to happen. Let's be blatantly real. Man United have been in conversation for over 100 players. 100. Why are we in conversation for 100 players? Firstly, you only need 11 to start a match. And then the one player that we needed is a CDM. It's not like we've been in conversation with 5 different CDMs. We can't say that. We've been in conversation with Neves. We've been in conversation with Bissouma, Frankie De Jong, maybe a Rice, maybe a Calvin Phillips. But all of them were dead talks except for Frankie De Jong. And the only one that we went ahead with. And Barca as well is to blame in all of this. Of course they are. They went ahead. They made all the journalists and whatever made all the reports that they can, saying Barca need to sell, Barca must sell, Barca will sell. Negotiations, advanced talks, deal agreed, price agreed, 5 million added, blah, blah, blah. All of this happened. Every single journalist tweeted this. And guess what happened now? Guess what happened now? Laporte is playing chess. Yeah, he did this with Messi situation, so he's playing chess. Don't worry, relax. Everybody's just also so relax. There's a whole lot of relaxing going on, like they've already known what position we're going to come next season. This time next year, Trey, if we're not in top 4, this is a failed season. Absolute failed season.
You know what? To be honest, yeah, I'll be 100% real with you, man. And obviously, you're around about the same sort of era, age group. We've seen Manchester United do things that Liverpool are not doing right now in terms of defending titles. Yes, you could say that they're one of the sort of best teams in the world right now, but let's keep it 100%. Klopp had 4 years to build his team. He won the Champions League, yes, and then the next year he won the Premier League. But if you're talking about title defenses, Klopp has 0 title defenses. But yet he has a structure that allows him to, get the players that he needs to get in order for things to happen. Now, Manchester United, now, or you could say maybe in the past few months, we finally have a director of football. But for the past 10 years, we've not had a director of football. Imagine one of the biggest clubs globally not operating without a director of football should tell you enough that structurally the club's been a mess. Well, so right now we're going through a phase now where I don't know if you used to watch Dragon Ball Z, but there was an episode when Frieza was doing his rubbish, let's say, and Goku was recovering in that chamber. Right now, Manchester United are recovering in that chamber. What we need to do right now is recoup. We need to get some proper deals done, but not just spend stupid money, because at the end of the day, we need to play chess here as well. Laporta's playing chess, and we need to also play chess as well, because we know that Barcelona need the money. They're going to sell, and we just need to negotiate a good deal. You said it even earlier on as well. This is a new team that's doing negotiations and stuff like that. So we can't expect sort of miracles at the beginning, but we just have to genuinely just have faith that these boys, based on Ten Hag and what he's doing with the guys in the training sessions, that look, let's do our best to back up this guy. I do believe that the funds are not there the way we think. I don't think Manchester United have a big budget during this window, which is why I could see why they're trying to sell players. Obviously, Martial could be a player that could be possibly leaving, or you could look at and that's a player that you could get maybe 30, 40 million from if a club genuinely wants to, pay that sort of cost. Even Ronaldo, for example, I'm sure, let's say, worst case scenario, let's say Ronaldo does leave, he's got a year left in his contract. I think a club will pay 30 to 40 million. Why? Because through shirt sales and through commercial value, he brings that back in. Let's not go there. So I think, generally speaking, I think we need to sell. I think the club need to build. It's like we've just gone into the florist. We want to create a flower. We've bought some seeds. We've planted the seeds. We're watering it. We're just nurturing it. But we just want the flower to grow straight away, when we know that these things is going to take time. Manchester United are not going to be competing for titles properly until 3 to 4 years. Let's keep it 100. But if we could sign the players that we're linked with right now, like a Frankie De Jong, a defensive midfielder, and maybe a striker, I think we're able to make the right steps towards the next window where we might have more funds to address more areas. So I think it's a patience game at the end of the day. I think we shouldn't panic. It's a new era. I keep saying Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ten Hag 316 era. The reason why I'm excited as a fan is not even based on what's going on with the transfers. I'm excited to see that we've got a manager.
But
now.
I'm not, Trey. I'm not excited. I need to see something first. I can't just get excited over. I can't get excited over 15mm grass. I can't get excited over. I can't get excited over Alvaro pushing Ahmad off the ball. I can't get excited over David De Gea doing this with the little ball and the keepers playing out and playing tiki taka with the players. These are not signs of excitement. We haven't seen one preseason game. We haven't seen one league game. We haven't won anything yet. I don't know how you lot are so excited just because a manager's coming. This is the same thing we did with Mourinho. Thinking, yep, he's an out-and-out winner. This is the same thing we did when Van Gaal came in. Yep, he's an out-and-out winner. This is the same thing we did with Ole. Ole's at the wheel. Let him have the contract.
Remember the common denominator. So you mentioned Van Gaal, you mentioned Mourinho, you mentioned Solskjaer, yeah? So those 3 managers, who did they have? Did they have a director of football? No. Who did they have getting organising the signings? They had what?
Woodward
Woodward and
and
Matt
Judge.
Judge.
Yeah.
Oh gosh! And wait. Let me show you an example of what Maguire did. So, what Woodward did for Maguire. So, at the last minute, Manchester City pull out because the fee was too high for Maguire. But yet, because Leicester knew we needed a defender, it was the last minute. What happened? So we pulled our pants down and we spent how much on the guy? We paid over a certain amount for him. Now, shouldn't that tell you enough that in terms of negotiations and how things have gone, the club have just been structurally a mess. Those people now are gone. We can't look at those measures to judge what's going on right now, because it's a new setup right now, man. Things are not just going to be perfect straight away. We have to give these guys time. We have to believe that they will deliver the players that we think would be enough for Ten Hag to at least achieve the minimum, which for me is top four. Top four in a trophy should be an objective this season. We can look at, we were sixth last year, we was 11 points behind Arsenal and XYZ. We can all look at those facts, but at the end of the day, we're Manchester United. We need Champions League football. We need to be in that competition, and by any means necessary, the players needs to be signed. So, we just need to relax, man. I definitely feel that.
Look, I've been relaxing June 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way to June 30th when Massa had to balance the book. Then comes the end of July, at the end of July, that they have to declare all their profits and losses. Let's see what happens. This might be bluff from the president of Barca to try and squeeze more money out of Man United. If that's the case, let's see if Man United are going to pay up. Because if they do, then that means it puts a dent on every other transfer. On top of that, let's see the situation with the players leaving. Bailly, Williams, Telles, I'm hearing as well. We should be able to get some money together. And if we do, I'd love to go and get Anthony. And within the next week or so, I'd like, for me, look, at the end of the day, I've done enough ranting and enough whatever. I want to see Ronaldo stay. Let's just put it simple as it is.
100%.
I want to see Ronaldo stay. I need him to play one more season. End of discussion. There ain't no one in that club with the pedigree to carry this squad, in my opinion.
100%. I was actually saying on another podcast that it's either De Gea or Ronaldo to be captain next season. De Gea based on him being at the club for over 10 years, and Ronaldo just based on Ronaldo being who he is. He's a leader. He will lead this team. And he came in, and I think everyone should have seen the signs when he gave that interview on Sky Sports. He said, look at the mentality. The club's been a mess. Dressing room. I think Oli also, we have to also put the blame on Oli in the sense that him making Maguire the captain as well, that definitely shook up the change room, man, for me. In my opinion, that shook up the change room, because someone like a Pogba, for example, someone like a De Gea, these guys have been there longer than, Maguire. They warrant the captaincy over Maguire. But then Maguire gets for some reason, and that's extra pressure on him being the 80 million player, him being a captain as well. I reckon if we bought Maguire for 40, 50 million, he wasn't the captain, I reckon he would be, back to Beckenbauer. Do you know what I mean? No pressure. But unfortunately, mistakes were made, and I just hope that we address the captaincy very soon, because we need to see who's the captain of this club, because whoever's the captain will sort of determine how the dynamics of how the dressing room will be. So that's what I sort of throw the question to you. Like, who would you want as the captain of the club?
I would say for me, if Ronaldo leaves, then it has to be David De Gea or Bruno. Who else can lead this team? I'd say David De Gea would be a good option to be a captain for the next 2 seasons or 1 season. So yeah, let me bring Timmy into this conversation as well. He's been waiting patiently. Timmy, can you hear us?
Yes.
Yes, Timmy, you've been saying you agree with some things, you disagree with something. So go on, give me your take.
I just wanna, because of you guys keep thinking that we should be making top four next year. I
Timmy,
do
have you got headphones? Because your microphone is cracking up quite a bit.
no.
Oh, okay. Try and hold your phone a bit differently, maybe, or something, because it's cracking up a little bit. At the start, it was okay, but it's cracking up a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that I don't think top four is realistic for us. I really don't think so because of Conte and Tuchel. Conte, we can say right now is better than Ten Hag, and because Ten Hag just came into this league and with these players, and these players came back tools as we've seen last year. They can do it at any time. We know that they have the quality to be good, but like they can down tools at any given time. And you also have Tuchel. Tuchel is also a great manager that will that's also know the squad, already know which style is gonna play, and most of his players know what they're gonna do. And Chelsea too are also gonna buy some players. We see that Spurs too are buying good players that Conte wants to play, and they are making it fight so that those players can come into preseason and see what Conte is gonna do. And those are
Mm.
Conte profile players. So I don't think top four is realistic. Maybe fifth or sixth because of Arteta. I'm not a big fan of Arteta. I really don't rate him. I think Ten Hag can make top four. I say top four, fifth ahead of Arteta, but I still see it also unlikely because of as much as I don't rate Arteta, they are playing good football. They're winning against small teams. It's just like they just don't win against big teams. So realistically, it's fifth or sixth that we're gonna be fighting for. I don't see us making it to the top four. And if we do, round of applause to Ten Hag.
I'm not gonna lie, Timmy. Let me quickly make this point before Faz says it. Yeah. Obviously, big up, man, for joining in and making some good points. Arteta, like I have a lot of Arsenal friends, so I'm always ready for the Arteta debate. I'll throw into your table that Ten Hag, he's a champion in different leagues. You can argue, yes, it's the Dutch league, but he has managerial experience and he has experience of winning. Now Arteta, if you look at his Premier League record, eighth, eighth, fifth. In my opinion, is nothing for Ten Hag to be worried about. I definitely feel that with Spurs also playing in the Champions League for the first time would also play a major factor. European football included in
But
your
wait, sorry,
fixture
sorry
list,
to interrupt.
it
But they
plays
also have
a big
Conte.
factor. So I think it's definitely up for grabs. It's not out of our reach, let's say, and it's a good target for us to work towards. If we achieve it or not, it has to be the target, in my opinion. It has to be for Manchester United for us to move in the direction that we need to move, because in the next, let's say, 3 to 4 years, I expect a Ten Hag team to be, competing for titles. Definitely doesn't mean winning, but I mean competing, being up there with Liverpool, with Chelsea. I expect that in the next 3 to 4 years, if we're fully backed properly.
Of course.
Let's
What
bring someone else in. 1 second, and Timmy. We've got another brother who wants to come and speak to us, so I'm just gonna bring him in. Thank you both for your points as well. Really appreciate you joining the stream. Let's just get them in. 1 second, my bro. 1 second. I'm just gonna put you guys back into the studio and just bring him in for a bit. Sultan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Brilliant, brilliant. How you doing? How you doing? Hope you're well. Thank you for joining in. I'll just bring the others in as well. There we go. Yeah, go on, my bro Sultan. How you feeling about this whole situation currently going on with Manchester United? Talk to me.
How you doing? How you doing, Faz? The main thing for me is about this Ronaldo thing. Him requesting a trade. I feel like we're it's making us distracted about the main priorities issues we have. Some people are talking about like what should we replace him with. Me personally, I don't think we should be prioritized looking at any forwards at all right now. I feel like we already have enough. What I think we should be prioritizing is our defense and also our midfield. That should be our only options this window. That's the main thing that is frustrating with me with people like trying to talk about like we need to get a striker, we need to replace him, this and that. But I'm like, no, man, we need to just focus on midfield and defense. If Ronaldo wants to leave, goodbye. He was the best player we had this season, but if he wants to leave, he can go. If he wants to stay, even better. But I really don't care of what he does.
Okay, yeah. Big up to yourself. Look, we've been talking about the whole situation for an hour, and I can probably go on for another 5 hours. But the whole situation in front of us is as simple as it can be. Manchester United haven't signed anyone. Malacia is here to do his medical today, so he's probably going to get announced in the next few days. And then I don't know if they're going to go and do a little reveal. If they're going to go do a little reveal and whatever with the announcement of the kit launch next weekend. But Man United, in essence, if you think about Glazonomics, have 5 days to now go and sign Frankie De Jong so they can bring him in on the kit launch. Because that's where the best time will be to announce the player. Kit's getting launched, brand new 80 million euro player comes in, and off to preseason we go, and off to Bangkok we go. But this is the situation. Ronaldo wants to leave. I don't know. Is there something that he knows that we don't know? Because it's very baffling how the breaking news came the same day as Laporte made his statement. People are calling it bluff. Who's bluffing? I don't know. Nobody knows. Is it Laporte who's bluffing? Is it Ronaldo who's bluffing? He wants better terms. I don't know. Does he want to stay another year? Does he want more money? What does he want? Does he want Champions League? I don't know. Is he upset that we aren't, as Manchester United, showing more ambition? The weird thing is, I read on Twitter, big up to Johnny who made the tweet. Rooney didn't like the club for not showing ambition. Pogba didn't like the club for not showing ambition. And now it's Ronaldo for the club not showing ambition, wants to leave. So there's a clear pattern here. There is a blatant, clear pattern as to why Ronaldo wants to leave and why we are in the situation we are in. No matter how much you beat around the bush and you say you want to relax and you say you want to stay calm, there's a new manager. At the end of the day, above the manager is the Glazers. Above the manager is the Glazers, who are the root of all our issues, the core root of everything. We can fix everything surface level. We can fix everything just below surface level. But when you go down straight to the root and you don't take it out and replace it, the issues are always going to be there. The same issues are always going to be there. It is crazy. Now, Ralph Ragnick's statement, open heart surgery, makes absolute sense. He weren't talking about the players, even though he said 10 transfers. He more so meant open the whole thing up, take the Glazers out of it, and throw him. And throw him in the bin. Take the Glazers out of the whole thing and throw it. And replace them with fresh new owners. I won't be surprised now if Chelsea go and do some amazing business. I would not be surprised at all. Todd is looking at every player like it's buffet season. He's interested in every top dog he wants to buy. Tottenham, 95 million spent so far. Arsenal, 50 million odd spent so far. Man City, nearly 100 spent so far. Liverpool, nearly 100 spent so far. Key players are getting signed for each team. Each team going out looking for players that they wanna put up front. We weren't even in the conversation for a striker. That's the craziest thing about it all. That is the most craziest thing, is we didn't want to sign a striker.
Do you think
wanted to
we're
sign
gonna use a lot of young players like Alejandro
I'm-
Nacho is gonna have more
I
time
hope
this season?
so. I mean, look, we've got a bunch of players that came second, like Trey said before. We have a bunch of players that came third and second. So maybe it's a coaching aspect. Maybe it's just that the new manager needs to shape something to bring in some quality football into this squad. Maybe so.
Faz, let me ask you a question just to add into what you're saying.
Go ahead,
So
man,
in
bro.
the past 10 years, what has Manchester United's identity been in the past 10 years? Football style. I'm not talking about the Glazers. I'm not talking about the transfer window. I'm talking about
I mean, it's been up and down. It's been sometimes park the bus, and it's been counter football, counter attacking football.
Counter attack. This whole time
There's
it's been
not-
counter attack.
And also possession football.
there's not really been a proper identity built.
No.
Now, the reason, look, we can call this like dreaming, or we can call this just, being optimistic, positive, or what I don't care what words you want to call it, but I could generally see a man here that he wants to put a philosophy in place for the next, not just for next season. He's building for the next 3 to 4 years, man. So I really do hope that we do obviously give these players an opportunity to play, the younger players. It is part of our DNA. It's part of what we do as a club. I do want to see the likes of maybe, Ghana play in midfield. I do want to see the likes of Garnacho, get opportunities, in the League Cup, in the Europa League. I think this is a good time for him to really ascertain what he has. And I'm sure during the January window, he's going to act quickly, and the club are going to act quickly based on what's happened in the season. So for me, it just all goes down to, let's forget about what's happened with Woodward and Matt Judge. Yes, the Glazers are still at the club. The ultimate dream for Manchester United fans is for us to get bought by Arabs, that are hungry to, build a super squad and, have unlimited funds to get the players that we need. But at the end of the day, I think we have to obviously take the process. We've got a new manager, we've got a director of football, we've got structure in place now. We can now act like a proper club. For the past 10 years, we've been, doing what PSG. We're basically the PSG. We were the PSG of the Premier League. We were doing exactly what they're doing.
Let me just add as well quickly. Sorry to cut you off, but Simon Mullock of Mirror Sport has also reported, and the United District from Twitter has also reported that Ten Hag is set to have a meeting with Cristiano Ronaldo tomorrow to ask if Ronaldo would be ready to honor the final 12 months of his contract and stay. So right now, by the looks of it, is Ten Hag, and I knew this from all along. I knew this. Ten Hag is gonna go and try and ask Ronaldo, please give me a season. Players will come in. Something is gonna happen. And just see it through. Just see 12 months through. I knew this was gonna happen.
That's really positive.
Okay,
In my
But it
opinion,
don't mean no positive. Look, it don't mean no positive.
It doesn't.
The man still might leave in the most crucial stage. It doesn't mean anything yet. I ain't believing. I'm just reading out this report because it just came out 7 minutes ago that I've just found out. But I ain't taking no positive, my friend. No positive at all. Under Glazers, I ain't taking no positives. Everything is just messed up.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Am I still cracked up or good?
Yeah, you are. You are. But look, boys, I've got another caller who's joined in that I'm going to bring up as well. So just bear with me. Bear with me. I'm just going to bring him on as well. Oh, BD, how are you doing?
Because, my man, I'm okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
I can hear you too.
Talk to me. How are you feeling?
Thank you for. I'm fine. Thank you for having me on the show. I've been listening to you since my iPhone. I don't understand my iPhone couldn't join the show. I had to go and get my other phone. Well, thank you for having me on the show. I've been enjoying it so far. I think this is my first time coming here to see you on Twitter. I've been on YouTube, and it's actually been nice. If I'm to weigh in, I'm going to say I don't expect us to let Ronaldo go this January this transfer. I do not want us to allow him go. We need him for one more season just to get into the Champions League and for us to have more funds. Whatever the reports have been on the funds we've had so far, I think the reports have been coming outside is 150, 120. And with the way the coach has been behaving, he's ready to spend 85 on one player. I don't think we have anything in our budget for a striker or a forward right now. We're just kidding ourselves if you're hoping to get a forward or a striker. So letting Ronaldo go right now would be a very, very big mistake on our part. That's how I feel currently. That's what I think.
Look, he gave us an awful amount of goals last season, and he's the player that can still give us awful amount of goals. Any Premier League club, any top club in the world would love to want him, would love to have him. Whether that be Chelsea, whether that be Bayern, both of whom have rejected Ronaldo. But if they really offered Ronaldo, let's say, they would have taken him in a heartbeat. The only issue is them having to pay for Ronaldo, which they may feel awkward about, paying 20, 30 million out of their budget to get Ronaldo, a 38-year-old striker. It doesn't help. Ronaldo's age doesn't help at all. Nothing. Ronaldo's ability to press at the moment doesn't help the situation. There's a lot of aspects of things, but nobody can disagree that the man is an addition to any squad. He will never ever be a hindrance to any squad. And the fact that there's fan bases who think that Ronaldo could be a hindrance to a squad, I do not understand how at all. And I get very worked up by it, very, very worked up, because this man is the only man that carried our club. Yet people are willing to believe and put faith in Rashford and Martial. Martial's been here for 7 years. 7 years Martial has been here. Yet people are still willing to put faith in him. But people won't put faith in Luke Shaw, though. They won't put faith in Luke Shaw, but they'll put faith in Rashford and Martial. I could see Rashford having a bit of performance, but it is a risk. Ronaldo will give you goals. Rashford, will he? Did he last season? And you want to blame Ronaldo because Ronaldo was here, Rashford couldn't score goals. That's not a fair excuse. Rashford didn't even do his job defensively.
I think most of all our fans are hypocrites currently because I think in 52 days into the transfer, everybody has been complaining about Ronaldo, about us not getting signing. Then one man from the team comes out, complains about us not getting signing. He wants to leave and everybody's coming for him. Why? Why are we doing that? He's leading the line from the front line. He's fighting the war from the front. Get me players or I leave. He's trying to tell us that they are not moving the right direction, and we are coming for him for being truthful. I don't understand us anymore in this club. Everybody has an opinion, but nobody wants to see the bigger picture. How can a player like Ronaldo be telling us we don't have ambition? I'm sorry to say he's a good player, but at the same time, this is someone that is 37, 38, telling us that we do not have an ambition to match his own dream. If at his age he wants more, then why is Manchester United doing this? We want more than he wants. We've not had a trophy for 5 years. He's been with us for 1 year and he's already saying he wants more than what we're giving. I think this is a shame on us. This is a shame on the Glazers. They have to go.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And we should do, in my opinion, we should have done everything possible to go and get Frankie De Jong done as soon as we can. Barcelona are the ones that are messing up this whole thing. And if Barcelona are, look at what Man City would have done in this situation. They would have straight went and got a replacement easily. Man City are the prime example. If they approach a player and it's too expensive or they're messing about, boom, gone for the next one. They are so good at making deals.
But Man City and Liverpool, the way you have to sort of put them, and the way I would describe them is they were like us back in the days when we were going for players and we obviously had a structure, they had everything. Manchester City and Liverpool, they've got a structure in place that will allow them to do this stuff. Manchester United for the past 10 years, we've not had that in place. Come on, we've had two commercial guys that went university together who are known for, generating revenue for the club. They're the ones that also brokered the deal for the Glazers to buy Manchester United. So, of course, the club's been a mess. In terms of footballing decisions, we've not had the right people there. Now we're sort of building to a point where we've got these people in place. We don't know if it works or not, but I'm just genuinely optimistic that, you know what, at least we've got rid of Woodward. We've got rid of Matt Judge. Yes, the Glazers are still there, but in terms of the people that's going out there and negotiating deals, at least we've got different people there now to do this. And they're not going to be paying stupid money for Frankie De Jong, for example, because we
Trey,
know.
You never know, Trey. You don't know this because if Barca start pulling strings and look, if Barca actually want to keep Frankie De Jong, and Frankie De Jong accepts a cut in his wage, we can't do anything. We can't go and force the player to come.
It's
Then
done.
what?
It's done. It's done. Then we go for plan B.
Who was plan B? It was Bissouma, no?
It's down. It's down to the recruitment. At the end of the day, we have to sort of put our trust in whoever the team is right now, which I believe is a different team, to go out there and negotiate and find the players that Ten Hag needs to implement his philosophy and vision. It's not going to happen overnight. That I don't want to give the whole boring cliche of the Great Wall of China wasn't built overnight. I don't want to give that cliche, but at the end of the day, we have to realize the position that we're in. Manchester United, the badge represents a lot. But in terms of where we are right now, we need to be realistic as fans to know that we're not like Manchester City and Liverpool. They've had the structure now for the past 4 or 5 years. We're not at that level yet, but we can grow and build to be on that level. So, in terms of the signings right now, I definitely do believe that if we do not get a Frankie De Jong in the next sort of, let's say, a few days, if there's no advanced talks, then yeah, let's go for plan B. We move forward. But we shouldn't be in a position where we're paying stupid odds for these players because the cycle continues. Because we did that with Pogba. What happened with Pogba? We put all the belief and we didn't even build around him. And look what happened. The whole situation's a mess
Yeah,
because
I
he ended
agree.
up
I
going.
agree with you. I mean, we can only learn from the Pogba situation as well. Let's go over to Peter. Peter, you've joined us as well. How you doing? Can you hear me? Peter, are you there? I think the connection is not connecting right now with Peter. But look, we've spoken for an hour and just above an hour and 10 minutes. So look, it's been a good show. It's been a good vent. Peter, are you there? I think Peter's trying to come back. No, something's definitely wrong with Peter's microphone.
Faz, I
We
have a
can't.
question though.
Oh, go on, my bro.
Uh, if like, are we? I don't even know how to put it. Do we even have a plan B right now? Is there a plan B? Is there anybody?
Look, we don't even have a plan A. Plan A was supposed to be Frankie De Jong. We don't even have a plan A. We need to let plan A fizzle out first. We need to be plan A dead and buried and then go for plan B. Who plan B is going to be? In my opinion, it might be Ruben Neves. It might be someone from some corner of the world that we don't know, but let's see. Let's see. We don't. I personally don't have any idea. I was so fixated on the Frankie De Jong, thinking he's gonna come, that even me, I didn't think. And look, Bissouma, an absolute machine, has gone to Tottenham. So it's just a matter of waiting and seeing. It's simply just a matter of waiting and seeing. But what we have done is we have waited and seen for the past 6 weeks or so, and Frankie De Jong is not done. Players have been on holiday, they've come back. Some players have come back to preseason. All of every single excuse that you could have given me, they have. Oh, he's on holiday. Frankie De Jong is on this. His agent is this. Oh, this, that, the other. Barca's books. Da da da. Everything has gone and been sorted out. Yet the transfer is still messed up. So, look, boys, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll do another show tomorrow, hopefully. But yeah, big up to everyone for tuning in. Love to everyone. Let's keep the stuff going and make sure to like and subscribe and share and all of that. And going forward, once again, if you want to talk to me, you can use the link in the bio in the chat to come and talk to me. But yeah, it's been really good. Big up Trey. Thank you for tuning in. You can follow Trey on yours truly, Trey, on Twitter. You can follow our video on Twitter as well. So yeah, big up everyone for joining in. Listen, I've been Faz. I'm stressed out. I'm an emotional fan. Manchester United are not looking good right now. Nothing is looking good right now. We'll see what happens in the next week. You'll see me again this time on Sunday next week. I might be really happy because Frankie De Jong is done, and we're going into towards preseason with a solid CDM. Or you might find me even more pissed off and angry. I don't know. But we will see. listen, thank you all for joining. Take care.